Did you know that one man was in charge of creating the atomic bomb? His name was Robert Oppenheimer. He was an American theoretical physicist who was the scientific director of the Manhattan Project, which was a research project that developed the first nuclear weapons. Oppenheimer was born in New York City in 1904 to a wealthy family. His father was a successful businessman, and his mother was a socialite. Oppenheimer was a brilliant student from an early age, and he attended the prestigious Institute for Advanced Study in Princeton, New Jersey. He received his Ph.D. from the University of Göttingen in Germany in 1927, and then returned to the United States, where he taught at several universities, including California Institute of Technology. In 1939, after the start of World War II, Oppenheimer became convinced that it was his duty to help the United States develop an atomic bomb before the Germans did. He began by reaching out to the Secretary of War, Henry Stimson, but was turned away because military leaders believed that an atomic weapon wasn't feasible. Undeterred, Oppenheimer continued his research, and in December 1939, he wrote a letter to the President, Franklin D. Roosevelt, warning him of the potential threat of an atomic bomb. Finally, the U.S. government took notice, and in 1942, Oppenheimer was put in charge of the Manhattan Project with a budget of $2 billion and 2,000 scientists and military personnel working under him. The project was conducted at three main locations: Los Alamos, New Mexico, Oak Ridge, Tennessee, and Hanford, Washington. The team faced many obstacles, including developing new technologies, producing large quantities of enriched uranium, designing a weapon that could actually be used, and ensuring the safety of the scientists and military personnel working on the project. But ultimately, they were successful, and on July 16, 1945, the first atomic bomb was tested in New Mexico. It was called the Trinity test, and it was a huge success. However, there was some controversy surrounding the test because Oppenheimer was concerned about the environmental impact of the explosion. He had predicted that the radioactive fallout would travel around the world and contaminate everything it touched. This was not the case. But nevertheless, the Trinity test led to the development of two more atomic bombs that were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki during World War II. These bombings resulted in the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people, and they had a profound impact on the course of human history. After the war, Oppenheimer became a vocal critic of nuclear weapons, and he helped to establish the Atomic Energy Commission, which was responsible for regulating the use of atomic energy in the United States. He also continued his research in theoretical physics, and he won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1967 for his contributions to the development of quantum mechanics, particle physics, and astrophysics. So what can we learn from this brilliant scientist and the atomic bomb that he created? Well, first of all, we can see how one man's work can have a profound impact on the course of history. Oppenheimer was just one man with a brilliant mind and a sense of duty. But the impact that he had on the world is immeasurable. Secondly, we can see the power of the human spirit. The Manhattan Project was an incredibly difficult undertaking, but Oppenheimer and his team persevered, and they accomplished the seemingly impossible. Finally, we can learn about the importance of ethics in science. Oppenheimer was a pacifist who did not want to see the destructive power of the atomic bomb used, and he was ultimately successful in preventing another nuclear weapon from being developed for many years. If you want to learn more about the atomic bomb or other historical events, check out the links below. And as always, thanks for watching.